All right, here we go. Okay, thanks, guys. Thank you all for taking time out of y'all's busy day. I know it's like the busiest time of year, and so thank you very much for hopping on here. We are recording, so hopefully we can get that recording uploaded for our team members that can't be here. I know lots of people are working and lots of people are doing school stuff this week because it's the last week before the holidays. So anyway, super excited that it's Christmas time, but I know that everybody's busy, so thank you all for hopping on here. So what I wanted to talk about today is being consistent and how consistency really, really does pay off. And we preach it all the time, but it's so important. I think that we need, that we do need to talk about it. I asked Ariele Post to be on the call with us, and a lot of y'all know Ariele. If you don't, Ariele is a Diamond Ambassador. She's my level 1 and one of my good friends, and so she is a rock star at posting and sharing and never giving up and thinking outside the box. And so we're just going to kind of talk and talk back and forth. And so if anything that we say you have a question about, just type it in the chat and we'll try to catch that. But the first thing I wanted to do is I just want to give you some stats, and this kind of talks about, well, it does talk about what we are talking about today. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. That's crazy to me. That if somebody is interested in something and you don't follow up, that's just like losing business, because I guarantee they're going to find somebody that will follow up with them. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then stop and never talk to the person again. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Okay, so that's the sales side. 2% of sales are made in the first contact. 30% of sales are made in the second contact. 5% of sales are made in the third contact. 10% in the fourth. And 80% of sales are made in the 5th to 12th contact. Just think, you don't raise your hand. How many times do you follow up with people? Do you quit at the first stop? Do you quit at 3? When do you quit? If 80% are made within the 5th to 12th contact, I'm pretty sure that I would be continuing to follow up with people. I am hearing somebody. Can y'all hear that noise? If you are not muted, can you please mute yourself? Because I can hear lots of background noise right now. I can't tell who it is because it looks all muted on my end. Okay, so I'm going to go on. So that right there shows you, and that's just sales in general. It shows you how important it is to follow up with people. People ask me all the time, well, how do you follow up? So when somebody first asks me about Plexus, what I do is I send them an email. I personalize all my emails, and I tell my story briefly. Sometimes, depending on what it is, if I have a testimony or a documentary that can relate to their life, I send that. And then I send the product briefs. I tell them what I take, and I send the product briefs. And I say, I want you to look at these product briefs and think about how these products could affect your life, and then think what you're interested in. Guys, there's somebody with some major background noise going on. I cannot tell who it is. If you have something turned on, if y'all can just turn it off, that would be great. And so then, if they don't respond back in a few days, I say, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you got this information. Do you have any questions? We'll talk back and forth. How I always do it is I ask questions. Did you find this interesting? Is there anything that sparks your interest? But keep following up. Don't just follow up on Facebook message. Text them, call them. If you see them, meet them for lunch. I just really think, but the follow-up is huge. If you just contact them one time and stop, more than likely you're not going to get the sale. If it's your mom or best friend, maybe. That's the, 2%. But really, you just really need to follow up. Ariele, what do you do when you follow up with people?
I pretty much do the same thing. And a lot of my team often ask, do you have a template, an email template? And I don't. Pretty much like Beth said, I tailor my email to that specific person and their needs.
Yeah, something else I was looking at, a lot of times people say, and I've heard this so many times, and I was researching a little bit ago, and referrals are huge. So, if somebody does say, okay, you've talked to them 3 or 4 times and they say, not right now, or if they say no, which we know no doesn't always mean no, it means not right now for most of them, ask for referrals. People that know you and that will refer you to somebody, that knows you through somebody, always are huge ways to get new people, because there's a trust issue when you have a relationship with somebody, and if somebody that knows you is referring you, then that's always a huge way to make contact with other people. I am planning after Christmas to go through my list of customers, and I've done it numerous times before, and ask for referrals and say, is there anybody that you think could benefit from these products like you have benefited from these products? I'm hoping in that some of those will decide, oh, I do have a lot of people that want this, I'm going to become an ambassador. But not just with my customers, with my friends who may not have decided that they need Plexus yet. I'm going to ask them for referrals and say, do you have anybody that can benefit from any of these products for any reason? And I'll be more specific with that. But I just think, truthfully, in my opinion, making things personal rather than sending some template to people, making it personal in any way really goes farther than making, just a standardized letter. Switch it up, even if it's just a sentence, but make it personal to that person. What do you think about that, Ariele?
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty much what I said. I do the same thing. I don't have a template. It's just geared to that person. And also about the referrals, one thing I do with my customers, every time I get a customer, I send a thank you card, a handwritten thank you card. And then in the thank you card, I'll also say, if you have any friends or family that might be interested, please send them my information. And then I'll give that customer that I'm sending the thank you card to maybe a free bottle of X Factor or something like that as a little thank you for referring new people to me. And
right. You always want to keep oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Just the same thing with friends and family. They may not be taking the product, but they have somebody to send my way. Then I'll give them a little something, a little referral reward.
The other thing that I'm doing this Christmas, I'm looking at my desk. I have stacks of my Christmas cards that still haven't gone out, which is giving me major anxiety, but that's all right, is my customers that have been with me for quite a while, I'm actually sending them gift cards. Not Plexus gift cards, Target gift cards. And in there, I'm going to put a note and just say, thank you for your consistent, for your ordering and all of that. And then I think that, just always making sure that our customers know that we are thankful for them. And I mean, some of my customers that I've had since the very beginning, and they've never quit. They love it. And so they don't want to be ambassadors, and that's fine. So many times we focus on rewarding our ambassadors, but we do need to remember that our customers, we need to at least be thanking them and keeping in constant communication with them. The next thing I want to talk about is posting all the time. And I will tell you this, I look at our reports a lot, and I can tell you that the people that post all the time, they don't post once a month, they don't post once a week, they don't post when they remember, that truly make a point to post every single day, more than 1 time a day, have the highest PV consistently across the board. People have to believe that you believe in this. And if you're only posting 1 time a week or once a month, people may or may not even see that, but people are going to think you're just kind of wishy-washy on it. And Ariele is amazing at this. And she thinks of these things like outside of the box that are amazing posts. So number one, if you are not friends with Ariele, follow her, because you can see her posts. And I know she won't mind if you borrow her posts as well. But Ariele, I want you to talk about that, and you post all the time, and you come up with the coolest things. So talk about that if you don't mind.
Okay, thanks. Beth might be overplaying me a little bit, so thank you, Beth. I do agree. You have to post on Facebook. You have to be consistent with this, okay? I have people on my team that are not consistent, and like Beth said, we can see the numbers. We can see who's posting and who isn't. So I make it a point to post probably at least 2 times a day. And I have another business, and it's a a Facebook page, and I can see on my business page when people, and this is not for Plexus, just a completely separate business, but it's given me some valuable information. I can see when people see my post the most throughout the day. So I took that information and I use it on my Plexus posts. So, and this might be common sense as well. I post in the morning, pretty much when I'm lying in bed, the first thing I do, usually between 6 and 6:15, to get that crowd before they go to work. Then I post again around lunchtime to get that lunchtime crowd. And then I'll post again in the evening time, maybe around 5 or maybe around 8 at night. So I'm reaching all different categories of people throughout their day. We have the products, you guys, that people need. So that's why we need to share, okay? Don't not post for days on end. You need to be posting every day and be consistent. The 3 things you should be posting about, you should change it up: product, business, and personal testimonies. Those are the 3 key things to be posting about. I personally love posting about the business side of Plexus, and I'm sure Beth probably does too. We have a great business testimony. So I know a lot of people on my downline may not feel as comfortable posting the business because, say, they're a silver ambassador. But you guys, it doesn't matter what rank you are. If you're a silver ambassador, you're making money. You can pay those grocery bills. Every different rank has something to benefit to everybody. Some people may just need that extra 20 bucks for gas. That's what you can share. There's people out there that you can reach. So I really strongly suggest posting about the business if you have not been. Some people just really need that business and you'll never know. And then, like I said, post about a product. Pick a product and post about that 1 time a day. And then just like your personal testimony, you guys, personal can be as simple as you taking a selfie of yourself drinking the Plexus Slim. Just get it out there. So those would be my top 3 things to post about.
Yeah, and Ariele, you're absolutely correct. I mean, like the timing of when you post is absolutely, it's really interesting to me. Sometimes I do post first thing in the morning, and some, today actually, I almost always post before I take my kids to school, and today it just kind of slipped by and I haven't, so I'm going to do it around lunch. But I think another good time, especially if you have school-age kids, is around carpool time, because I know me, I would get in the carpool line and, you're sitting there forever before your sweet kids walk out. And so what are people doing? Well, we can't just sit still, so we're scrolling on Facebook. And so I think that's a good time too. Another thing that I like what Ariele does when she posts, and she'll post something and then she'll post things or statistics or different things in the comments of it. And so I love that idea. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to talk about that. I'm big in putting things in the comments because I'm sure, as most of you know, when somebody comments on your post, it bumps it back up in the news feed. So I know some people don't do this, but I do this. I do post my website in the comments because I know that it works. I had an ambassador join my team that I did not even know before Plexus because she found my website. It was easy to get on and join my team. So I always post that. And then, like Beth said, I'll post statistics, but whatever, if it's a business post that I'm doing, I'll post a business statistic, or I'll post a picture of me with my pink drink, whatever. Maybe it'll be, if it's business, it'll be me and my Lexus, me and Maui. If it's a product that my post is about, I'll post a graphic of the product with information about it, just things like that. And I try and do 3 different things each day on that, so it'll keep bumping it up every time I comment on it, or every time somebody else comments on it as well.
That's awesome. Another thing, she was talking about posting on the business side. And a very easy way to do that is find a diamond documentary. They come out every Thursday. Share that, post that, find one. If you know somebody that's going through something and there's a similar diamond life, then post that one and talk about it. But just make it personal. Use our testimonies. I try at least once or twice a month to get new before and afters on our team page. and we're always seeing different ones. Use those. Find stories. If you need to copy something, copy it off of mine. Not always. There are very few times that I just put a graphic on there. There are times that I do that, but most times I make personal, because I truly believe that the personal posts are getting the most attention. I will say this. I this past week challenged some of my level 1s and 2s and 3s to post their why video and make a video. I was terrified the first time I did it because I hate listening to my voice and I hate seeing myself on video and all of those things. But I did it. But I tell you what, the people that did it, one of my friends in particular, she did it late last night. And by the time I woke up this morning, she had 419 people that had watched that video. People want to know. People, that's personal. People, you don't see people posting videos all the time of themselves, so that intrigues people. So think outside of the box and think things that get, to get people's attention. So I want to challenge each of you to do that. Make your why video. If you're brand new and don't think you have a why, think of your why. Why do you want Plexus to work for you? Have you seen other people's successes? But make that why video and post it. I'm telling you, people will be interested and will listen to your video. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is sharing, not just on Facebook. I absolutely 1,000,000% believe that you should share on Facebook. But I also believe, and y'all hear me talk about this all the time, is share on Facebook and then get off of the computer. Another thing that I have challenged this group that I'm working with right now to do is get away from the computer. Make your posts and get off. I had them call with your voice 5 people that they knew. They had to make contact with 5 people, and they had to call and talk to them about Plexus. And no, that's not all that they talked to them about, but they talked about life, but they had to bring up Plexus. And again, some of them were terrified to do that, but it got easier after the first one, and they had great success doing that. The next week, I had them text 10 people. This is getting communication going outside of just depending on them, seeing your Facebook post, because guys, not everyone will see your Facebook post, So anyways, that truly has helped a lot of their PV go up. They've gotten new people, they've gotten new ambassadors, new customers. And so it's been really exciting to watch all of that. But share Plexus anywhere all the time. Talk to people, wear your Plexus stuff. This time of year in particular, we are seeing lots and lots of people because we're at Christmas parties, we're at school events, we're at school parties. I'm not saying throw up Plexus all over them, but it's going to come up. I mean, last night we were here at my house and having our neighborhood Christmas party. And of course it came up. And out of, us just talking about it briefly, I probably have a new customer and a new ambassador. And so you don't have to, first thing you say, hey, I'm Beth, I sell Plexus. What do you, but it's going to come up in conversation. People want to know what you do. People want to know how you're doing. If you're posting all the time and posting the fun stuff, if you're at a Plexus event or you're with Plexus friends, or if you're at lunch with one of your team members, you take a picture and you throw that up on your wall and say, hey, this is what, working with Plexus is. We get to have lunch with our friends. People love seeing all the fun that we have with Plexus. And people want that. People that work, I was talking to somebody the other day. She's like, I work all these hours all the time. And she goes, I see you in Hawaii and I see you here and I see you with your friends. And I'm like, you can do this. You can do it. So share all the time, everywhere. Always be sharing Plexus. And that doesn't mean that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. It means building relationships, talking to people like you normally would. And Plexus will, I promise, come up in your conversations. What do you think about that, Ariele?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like Beth said, I pretty much, when I go out and about, I'm wearing Plexus as well, especially when I'm up at the school. I'm sharing as well. People see me and they come up, and if they don't already know what Plexus is, they ask. But it's just building those relationships. I try and friend as many people on Facebook and just build relationships, and Plexus will follow naturally. Like she said, don't lead with Plexus. Build the relationship, build the foundation, and then Plexus will follow from that. And like she said, just be out sharing. It's the holidays. I take my little ease. I have the ease cards and the ease samples, and I have the slim cards with the little slim sample. So when I'm out shopping, I'm going to give that to the people behind the register as well. You know, just share it. Get those products out there. Yeah. So
absolutely, having those samples is huge. I gave out 2 last night when people left my party. But I'll tell you another story. We were on an airplane a couple weeks ago. We were headed to Chicago. And I had a really bad headache. And so luckily I didn't have anything to take for it, but I had an ease sample. And so I put some on my head. Well, a few minutes later, I hear the lady in front of me asking the flight attendant for some Advil. And the flight attendant didn't have any. And I was like, excuse me, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I know you have a headache. And I was like, I just put this cream on my head because my head was hurting, and maybe it will help you. And literally, I didn't even have a second pack. I just had what was left in my pack, and they took it. It was for her husband. And I mean, he got off that plane. He was like, thank you so much. This helped me tremendously. And she said she had a good friend that sold Plexus, and so she was going to get with her. But those samples, having them everywhere all the time where you are, you know, even if it's just a stick of Slim in your card or one of those ease packets, it's great. So anyways, okay, so we're going to finish up quickly with this, but I did want to talk about one other thing, and that's thinking outside the box. And on my team page, I just posted this document. It actually was in the files, but I posted it again. But I want to just read, and I have it on my phone. I took pictures of it, so sorry. I just want to read a few of the things that, some different ways to think outside the box. 1, become an instant billboard by wearing clothes that advertise Plexus. We've talked about that. If you don't have any Plexus swag, get you some. You can get some in the back office for very inexpensive. You can find it on Etsy. There's Facebook pages. Ask for it for Christmas if you need to. But I have on one today. It just says Plexus. And Ariele has on a sweatshirt. I can tell by looking. Yeah, she has one too. So that definitely, I've had people tell me that that's why they ordered, because they weren't on Facebook and they saw my Plexus gear. Offer a pack of P96 for referrals. This says, I wore a pair of pants to work that were getting baggy, and people asked me how I was dropping inches. That's kind of funny. That's a good one. You know, you can, oh my gosh, my pants are too big. Leave business cards everywhere you go. Give your customers water bottles and ask them to, you know, send you referrals for them using that. Always have your catalogs with you. Give samples and cards to repairman or anybody that comes in your house. Everybody that comes in my house leaves with them. Usually I just make it up. Fix them a bottle of Slim for the road, and they give me the information. Return labels on your mail when you're mailing something. Put your website and, you know, the Plexus Slim logo. I have them. It has the Plexus Slim logo and my name and my return address, and then at the bottom it has my website on there. I had one of my ambassadors, she was selling stuff on Etsy, on one of those. And she, not Plexus, some other stuff. And she, when somebody bought something from her, she would put her business card in there, and she actually got orders from that, from putting, you know, when you're shipping things, put a business card in there. And she really did get orders from that. Always have samples. It's funny, my kids even sometimes, Luke ended up taking, one day he's like, Mom, all my friends love ease. And I was like, what? He goes, well, we were all sore from basketball and I took it to school with me and everybody put it on. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get kicked out of school for my child passing around the ease at school. But you know, your kids are excited about it too. But anyways, there's just so many different ways to do it. Take flyers to your gym. On your voicemail, say that you're an ambassador. At the top of your Facebook page, say what rank you are. All kinds of different things like that. You know, put things, send things around the your neighborhood, leaving things on doors or whatever. You know, a flyer or a little sample. I've gotten one of those from somewhere else, from Advocare before, from a neighbor. So there's so many different ways outside the box. This list with a million more are on my Facebook page, on the team page. So look at that. But think outside the box and don't just stay behind your computer. But the main thing is be consistent every day. Even if you have 3 minutes that day, work your Plexus business. Don't ever stop sharing. Don't let a day go by that Plexus does not come out of your mouth or that Plexus does not go on your computer. Always be consistent. People have to believe in you. Almost 3 years later, we're almost at 3 years. People are still watching me, becoming customers and ambassadors. Some of those who have watched me for the entire time, that they had to believe that I believed that it worked. And I do believe that, and everybody knows that. I had a girl text me the other day talking about my passion for Plexus, and she was trying it. She had bought some from somebody, retail, somebody was getting rid of it. And she said, I have to try it, but I love that you have passion about it. They believe. So anyways, Ariele, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I just want to add 2 quick things kind of that we've been talking about today in general, and I'm sure Beth has probably already told you. One thing that both Beth and myself are really big on, like we said, you have to share, you have to get away from the computer, is hosting meetings. Now, I know that word meeting freaks people out. It freaked me out. I don't like doing big meetings. I still don't. I enjoy doing more small, intimate meetings. So we call them on my team sip and sees or launch party. And we've actually had a huge success rate by doing small meetings, very casual, in somebody's house versus when I do a big meeting at the Lexus dealership in Plano. So I just want to challenge everybody to get out there and host a sip and see, a launch party, a relaunch party if you've been doing this for a while. I'm in a challenge group, and I challenged my group for January. They have to host a meeting. And like I said, don't be scared of the word meeting. Have 4 friends over to your house one afternoon and share the opportunity with them. That you guys, you have to be hosting events in order to rank up. Without hosting events, it's just not going to happen. I hate to say that, but you've got to be bold. You've got to get out there and do it. You have to have that belief and share that belief with people. And then one other thing really quick about Facebook. When you're going through and seeing your friends post that are non-Plexus people, and maybe you see somebody post about their migraines, that's when you go in that night and you do a post about migraine relief, or you see somebody complaining about their job on Monday morning that they hate going into the office. That's when you go in and post your business post about how you're not having to go into work. You're at home in your pajamas. I did that one day. I took a picture of myself in my pajamas with no makeup, which is pretty much how I look right now. But I got a lot of responses from that, people interested in the business. So always be watching for your non-Plexus post, and then do a post so that they see it. So you're not messaging them with something. It just kind of happened organically.
Absolutely. So same thing in conversation. Listen, when they say that, listen, I was at a friend's kid's birthday party, and she goes, oh my gosh, I have a migraine. And I was like, oh my gosh, you need Plexus out. Oh my gosh, I'm at your kid's birthday party. We'll talk tomorrow. But you know, always listen. And the other thing I do want to say about Ariele mentioning the sip and season launch parties, I've been doing a ton of those as well, and some with Ariele. I would probably say that our success rate with those would probably be about 95%. And people ordering and becoming ambassadors at almost every single one.
I agree with Beth. Let me just throw that in there. Those small ones, for sure, 95%.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so don't be scared of them. If you need help, ask us. We'll tell you how we do it. I mean, the other day I did one. We didn't have a PowerPoint. It was a few people. I literally sat in the fireplace, and they sat around the couches, and we just talked. No big deal, no stress, and it was great. So, anyways, people need what we have. The people have to believe that we believe in it. And so consistency is huge. We are all so busy right now, the next couple, 2 or 3 weeks. Don't let it slip by. Do not let Plexus slip by. You're missing a huge opportunity. January's coming. January's, huge. It is. It's a big month for us. So don't stop now. If you have stopped, jump back on. Do it every single day. If you have 5 minutes for Plexus, you use those 5 minutes wisely. That doesn't mean scrolling through Facebook. That means using it wisely. Let Plexus come out of your mouth every single day. Be passionate about Plexus. It will shine through to people, and people will want what you have. I truly believe that. So anyways, Ariele, anything else? If not, we're going to let y'all go.
No, that's perfect.
All right. Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you, Ariele, for hopping on with me. And thank you all for taking time out. I'm about to hop on a conference call right now, but I will post the recording as soon as I get it working. So y'all have a great day. Thanks, and have a good Christmas if I don't talk to you again.